Bonjour tout le monde, c'est Mr. Springer. I wanted to give you a brief video announcement to show you a few really important things in class as we get looking toward the end of the semester here. Number one, when you log into class each day, the first thing you see in front of you is what's called the announcements page. And I've got quite a bit of information shared there. Oftentimes when students ask me a question, I've already answered it in announcements. So I just want to show you how to look through announcements real quick. First of all, there's the Quad Enough announcements or what's new. Quad Enough, by the way, you can say that to somebody in a conversation. Hey, Quad Enough. It's like, hey, what's going on or what's new? This is updated weekly, and you can see previous slides right here by clicking on the arrow, or you can use the drop-down menu and look way back if you want to. Okay, very good information there. Check it out if you haven't seen it in a while. And then the table of content announcements below it. This shows like what you're completing each week according to the pacing guide, but more importantly, some helpful tips or tricks. For instance, some students are getting to the end of Unit 2, and there's an assignment there about looking at your classmates' blogs. They're like, how do I see my classmates' blogs? Well, I say, check out table of contents announcements. I showed how to do that, and all you have to do is click through the week links here, and it will guide you to some helpful tips for each week, okay? The latter weeks of the course, I don't have a whole lot of tips on there, but the earlier weeks I do. So please check it out, even if you've already passed earlier assignments. It may be helpful for you, okay? Secondly, even though we're headed toward the end of the semester, I want to strongly encourage you to read my welcome letter again, okay? You can find it in course info in the left-hand menu, and it's the top item here, or you can check your email. I've emailed it to you when you join class. Of particular interest would be expectations, stuff like assignment redos, requirements, and then frequently asked questions. If it's been a while since you perused the welcome letter, it just may be helpful because some of those things kind of come into bear on the end of the semester, such as can I redo work? Which assignments can I redo? Students are interested in that when they get toward the end and stuff like that. So please do check it out. It'll help you a ton, okay? Thirdly, whenever you start a new unit, Unité 1, 2, 3, 4, there's the intro lesson, okay? The unit introduction. Some students aren't reading those. Please do. They're really helpful. Of particular interest, there are a couple items in there that will greatly help you. Number one is the Guide d'études or study guide. You can just download it and complete it and save it on your computer. It's not a required assignment. I don't ever collect it from you, but it helps you with all of the written or spoken assignments in class, okay? It actually kind of walks you through, as you're going through the lessons, how to formulate that language, okay? And then there's also the cahier de recherche, which means like research notebook, okay? In this class, you don't have a final exam, but you do have a final project. It's called la présentation finale, and you learned about that in 1.3. Actually, if you check out your 1.3 journal, that's where you had to select a French-speaking region of the world to research. That's what your final presentation is going to be on. And you'll notice the lessons have told you, oh, if you haven't done so already, fill out this section in your cahier de recherche, in your research notebook. The idea there is that you're conducting research as you go through each unit because the units are showing you the language to use. That way, when you get to your final presentation, you kind of already have like some notes and some skills to produce that. By no means should you sit down and just complete your final presentation, just doing all your research all at once. It's going to be overwhelming if you do it that way because it's a really substantial project. It's not just a sit down for an hour type of thing. It's like a multi-day preparation type of thing. So make sure if you haven't done so or you've not been doing up to now, it'd be a good practice to make sure you're downloading your cahier de recherche, fill them out because it will show you the language to use, okay? And then finally, your My Grades page. So sometimes students ask me about feedback or like what assignments they're missing. My Grades tells it all. So in the bottom of the left-hand menu, My Grades. Mine doesn't have much because I haven't done much in my own course as a student. If I had filled out a bunch of stuff here, you'd see a bunch of scores and comments. But if you check through my Quad Enough announcements, I think I've got one of them that shows like a little bit of a screenshot of how to read the different items in there. If you don't know whether you're missing assignments or not, check through My Grades. If there's something blank, you've not completed it. If it's got a green exclamation point, it means that you've completed it. I haven't graded it yet. And then if it's got this blue circle type of icon, it means you haven't turned it in. Maybe you saved your assignment, but you didn't submit it yet, okay? So I hope those tips are helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, before I forget, if you haven't scheduled your tete-a-tete yet, end of Unit 1, end of Unit 3, please make sure you do them. It is a requirement in the course to complete all assignment types. That includes your tete-a-tetes, okay? If you don't complete them, you actually don't earn credit on the units after them. So don't complete your Unit 1 tete-a-tete, can't earn credit on Units 2 through 4. Similar, don't complete your Unit 3, can't earn credit on Unit 4. And those tete-a-tete times, you have to schedule them in advance with me with the tool that's in that section at the end of Unit 1 or Unit 3. And it does take some time. It's not something you can just pull off in a day. So please make sure you're on that because I want you to be successful. And if you have a question or need help at all, let me know. Okay? Merci. Au revoir.